But I just found it really entertaining.
Tinder. I wrote a this is not off topic, but it's still on topic. I wrote a very comical poem piece on Tinder called Timber. And yeah, just even by that name change, you can tell I'm not a Tinder user and I don't like it. But interesting. Let's see what they're saying.
I wrote one based off my experience on Tinder and dating apps, and I called it Richard.
Okay.
It's very comical.
Similar
as well.
vibes.
Yeah. So basically, the title says Tinder made $1.2 billion last year.
Come here, 1.2 billion. Damn.
$1 billion last year.
What?
That's why when I read the title, I was like, what do you mean 1.2 billion? That's a lot of money, you know. Like just
for a dating app.
Yeah, for a dating app. Because,
hey, you better take me on a 1.2 billion date if I'm putting that much money into you.
So basically, because Tinder have in-app purchases, you have Tinder Plus, Tinder Gold.
Yeah.
And if you can't, because on the normal one, I know you can't swipe unlimited, so you can pay extra, so you can swipe unlimited.
And the one thing, you know what? I did research before I did my poem. Actually, don't judge me. I downloaded Tinder just to see, and like I was just seeing how the features work. And the one thing I realized is, I feel like they send a message from someone, or someone sends a message, but you cannot see that message until you've paid. And then I was there like, okay, you're gonna delete, done. I'm done with my research.
Oh no, Tinder isn't like you can use it for free. You can use it without paying.
Interesting. I have not seen how to do that then.
Oh yeah, you have to connect with Facebook. You can use it for free.
Okay. But yeah, 1.2 billion. Wow.
So I found it interesting to know, or interesting to find out from reading the article, that basically Tinder is also is owned by Match, which is also the owners of Hinge, OkCupid, and Match.com.
Yeah.
So Tinder brought in 1.2 billion in revenue last year, but Match as a whole last year made 2.1 billion.
Yeesh.
So Tinder was made half of that, you know, and then Hinge, OkCupid, and Match.com came up with the rest. But so it says that Tinder also still averages 5.9 million subscribers in the fourth quarter of 2019. In the last quarter of last year, they were averaging almost 6 million users.
Wow.
And basically what I found was most crazy is that this representation is an increase of 36% from last year. Yeah. So they've got more users. So
they've upped their game somehow, and there's more people just
more people
filling into that app.
And this only thing that kind of, for me, it breeds the question is like, we have kind of these dating apps that are kind of meant to make life easier for us, so that we don't have to go to a bar and, oh my gosh, talk to a lady, or oh my gosh, talk to a guy, because you know. But
I feel, you know what it is though, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand why there's a lot of dating apps, and I don't judge nobody who uses them.
Yeah, of course,
like,
I use them.
Find your person any means how. But on the flip side, I feel like having a lot of these dating apps and having that convenience of, I'm in my home, I'm gonna flick, I'm gonna, you know, mindlessly swipe right, swipe left. But I feel like it takes out that there's a skill which nowadays I don't think, like, chat app lines are no more used. Well, they are, but they're not. They don't get the same effect.
Yeah.
And there's no, you know, face-to-face interactions as much.
Yeah.
You know, you can get to know somebody as much as you want through a dating app, but the minute you see them in real life, that's why people are getting catfished out here. You know, the minute you see them in real life, they may not meet up to your expectations. They may have certain personality traits that are not great, or God forbid, they're a psycho. I mean, you know, it happens. But I feel like I see why they are out there.
No, of course I see.
And I see why a lot of people like to use them.
Yes.
But I also feel like, don't just rely on it.
Yeah, 100%.
Use the dating apps, find that person, converse with them, then have a phone call conversation, or have a Skype conversation, or have, you know, face to face, because that's probably the only way you can eliminate these scary scenarios, you know?
Because it kind of brings you back to, or me, and for example, I'm gonna have to find a drink because I can't talk right now.
Hydration.
So it kind of brings me back to like when I was in secondary school, and like you get that girl's number that you like, and you dial it, and you're there like, oh, please don't pick up, please don't pick up, please. And she says, hello.
Yeah. Or it's like in the movies, she says hello, you quickly hang up, nothing happens.
You know no one's there. Like, but that's what like this generation now, like no one calls anyone, and if you call someone,
text
it's
me. Like, you better have an emergency.
Yeah, exactly.
You better be half dying, or else, you know.
Like, if you're calling someone, it's just like, why
are you calling me? Like what?
You couldn't text?
You couldn't text? You don't have funds? Like,
it's like everything is so much an extra effort, but it shouldn't be. It's like I said it in a poem I think that I performed on Monday. We're somehow like we've become more social, but we're kind of more further apart at the same time.
Yeah. We're socially antisocial.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happened.
It's like an oxymoron.
It is. And I feel like as much as we're trying to go forwards, we're going backwards. Like there's a lot of things that are trying to make it more digitalized, make it more convenient, but then it kind of defeats the purpose of face-to-face interactions. It defeats the purpose of, you know, getting to know somebody properly.
But then it's even like, if you think about it on a bigger scale, it's kind of like things like, we know more about space than we do like the deepest oceans of our own Earth. Like, we're trying to explore space and find out what else is out there if there's other species, but we're not together as a people ourselves. Like, how can we go over and find like another civilization? Be like, come to Earth, and they come here and they're all together, and they come and look at us, and they're like,
what the heck are these people doing? These are what you call human beings?
They go to museums and like, you man have been here for how long?
How long?
And you're still not?
And you're still at this point?
You know what I mean? And it's just...
What?
And it's even like things like, it made me think back, we're in now the year 2020.
Yeah.
100 years ago was 1920. Was basically when the start of the suffragette movement was. Yeah. So if you think about that, only 100 years ago did women actually start getting independence. That's crazy.
Indeed.
That's like, I'm 28, so that's kind of a quarter of my life, like the 4 quarters of my life. And 25 years went kind of quickly, so to think like, it's kind of within kind of not even my lifetime, kind of my grandparents' lifetime. Yeah. And that's, I don't know, these things.
It's nuts, but the funny thing is, like, I mean, big up to all the women with independence, but it's also the one thing that I've seen, even though there was such big movements like that, there's still inequality.
No, exactly.
There's still all the nonsense that's happening within the workplace, behind closed doors. And I feel like more people should have what you just did, where you just think, okay, wait, it was only 100 years ago. What have we done to move forward? You know, do we need another? We shouldn't need another suffragette movement. We shouldn't need another atrocity like those things that will happen.
That's what I mean.
You know, we should be more civilized and think, okay, cool. You know, we're all human. We should be treated equal.
But then it's it's kind of things like when you think about how in America last year, how they took away the abortion. And it's kind of like, isn't that kind of like a step backwards?
It's a massive. We're doing 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Taking away people's liberties. This isn't freedom.
No.
We're kind of trying to go back, and it's even things where, I don't know, like I've been watching The Crown recently on Netflix. Okay. And it's only because I love drama, but only when it's not happening to
me. Everybody loves drama when it's not happening to them.
So, it's just the best drama because it's like real life drama and historical drama. So I'm just sat there like, oh shit.
Oh damn.
But one thing it does make me feel is kind of, as much as it makes me kind of feel more, kind of seeing what it's hard to be a monarch. Yeah. That it's really hard to not say anything. Yeah. And like thinking about that concept is kind of like, Imagine having Twitter, but not being able to ever post anything. Like you have things you want to say. Like usually, like you have the freedom to just, I've got to just post. Like, you can never say anything that you ever think.
I mean, look, monarchs have people who tweet for them.
Yeah, of course.
They have vetted tweets.
You know what
Very vetted tweets.
But make sure they're not offending anyone or taking any sides. You know
they
what
can't,
I mean?
and they can't. And I mean, just speaking about monarchs, look what's happening to Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
That's one way they've spoken out, and then now they're getting all this backlash. If it was any normal person who said, okay, I don't want to work at this job anymore, I want to be a sole trader, I want to work for myself, nobody would blink an eye. But because they're monarchs, because they're in that frame of light, everybody's looking at, what are they doing? What? You're getting at the monarchy? What? How are you going to sustain yourself? How are you going to be safe? How are you going to do this? It's none of your business. That should be their business to do what they wish, you know? So I feel like, but the other thing is, if you go across the sea, there is certain people, no name shall be mentioned, who just tweet whatever is on their mind, and they're known for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And because they're known for it, it's just, you know, what they do. Oh, it's normal behavior.
It, you know?
Yeah, we know how it is. But if we took that behavior and applied it to the monarchs, it would be a madness.
We would
kick
them out of office straight away.
Yeah, it would be a madness.
If the Queen started telling us what she thought about
things. It would be a madness.
We'd be like, who are you? Like, you ain't got no power. Like, why are you telling us what you think?
I feel like in this day and age, I feel like the Queen should be able to say what and how she feels. Simply because, like, okay, I get she's a monarch, I get she's a political power figure, but she's a human being.
Yeah.
She's not a robot. Like, she's gonna have expressions and feelings. And I feel like it's still taken away. Like, I swear everybody's meant to have freedom of speech.
I mean,
you know.
From what I've watched and understand, she knows she is the head of state, but she only has constitutional power, which means any laws that happen in Parliament have to go through the Queen.
Her. Yeah.
But because she has to stay impartial and she can't kind of take sides, that because for me, kind of the bigger thing is just like prime ministers go to her with stuff that they're gonna do, and then she just accepts it. But like, because she can't put her own thought or put her own
That's
opinion
why Parliament was shut down.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's why Parliament got shut down for how many ever days. And then it was only through Parliament they deemed it as, you know, illegal, basically. Which it felt illegal when it happened. When that happened, I was in my mind, I was like, this really feels wrong. This feels illegal. Like, how the hell is Parliament shut down? Are we not a democratic country? Like, isn't this against our own moral codes? You know. But then when they said, "Oh, it's illegal," I was then like, "Yeah, you better." Why did you wait so long? Like, what? But anyway.
Yeah, it's true. But it's just crazy that we're living in an age back to dating. If we go back.
Yeah, let's indeed. Yeah, I was looking at it as well.
Like, it's kind of it's crazy that we live in an age where, like, it's kind of, everything's kind of so dismissive.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I've seen this person, I like the look of you, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But now, once I've swiped you left, I don't even remember what you look like.
No.
Because I got Samantha now on my screen.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of like,
it's like, what's that Rihanna song? Everything in a box to the left. Yeah, that's out, and I hope you don't get demonetized for this. But yeah, it's like, you know, we're just putting everything like in categories. We're like just swiping left, swiping right without, you know, two concerns of like, you know, who was that person? Oh, why did I even swipe right? You know, did I just swipe right just because of it, or was there something in her? But what was in her bio? What did she say she likes? What? Conversation starter? What? You know?
It was just the IG name. That was
all.
That was all that she had in bio.
You know what? The amount of, this is my IG, message me on IG. I'm not on Tinder no much. why did you get Tinder then? What?
I was like, why?
Excuse me?
Why have you got a profile?
What? Why did you put all that effort to then just be like, oh, just